Hey, Fred Lam here, and welcome back to LeadsTunnel University. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about how Facebook ads really work and why you're failing with your Facebook ads. Now, before I dive into this, let me tell you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, click that notification bell so that each time I release a brand new video or tutorial, you're going to get notified right away. So do it right now. Now that being said, let's really dive right into this topic that no one really talks about, which is how Facebook ads really work. And here's the most important thing. I gotta be upfront with you. This is very hard to explain, and I will do my best to explain to you how Facebook ads work to the best of my knowledge, and if you can completely grasp onto this entire blueprint for you to run Facebook ads and continue to scale it, it's going to be a lot easier. Now, unlike any other videos, I don't have a PowerPoint for this because, again, like I said, it is very hard to explain this in text. So I have to draw out the entire diagram for you to understand how this all works. So let me actually bring you over to my scribble pad to show you and explain to you at the best that I can on how Facebook ads really work. And open up my scribble pad. All right, so when you're advertising on Facebook, you get to actually choose, number one, oh, pen is too fat. You get to choose basically the objective. What is your ultimate objective? There are over 13 different objectives on Facebook ads. In this case, let's talk about lead generation. So if you told Facebook that, hey, you're running a Facebook lead ad, and for those of you that don't know how to run a Facebook lead ad, I got a complete tutorial on my channel on showing you step-by-step on how to create your Facebook lead ad. But in this case, we're talking about the Facebook lead ad, and we're gonna talk about lead generation. So you tell Facebook that, hey Facebook, I'm advertising right now because I want more leads. That's first step. Your second step, which is your assets, you are basically telling Facebook what your targeting is, who you want to actually have your ads being shown to. Let's say that in your ad, the audience size for this is going to be just 1 million people that you can actually reach with whatever targeting that you're going after. It's just 1 million people. Then number three, you obviously have your ad to show your offer or what you are giving away. So when this all happens, you basically already told Facebook that you want leads through their lead ad, you give them the targeting, you give them the ad. And you may be running $5, $20, or $100 a day budget. Doesn't matter what it is. So imagine this circle over here. This circle is basically consisting of the 1 million people that you are trying to reach. Now within this 1 million people, not every single person are going to give you a lead. Remember that. Not every single person is going to give you a lead. It is just going to tell you that, hey, whoever you want to target and see your ad, there's really 1 million people. So out of that 1 million people, like we said, there's not obviously every single is going to be giving you a lead. Facebook then takes this data into consideration. When Facebook takes this data into consideration, within this 1 million audience, Facebook, and based on your budget, obviously the bigger the budget, the better, Facebook will take out a segment of the audience within the 1 million audience that will most likely give you their information and become your lead. So Facebook is not going to go after that entire 1 million audience. They're going to go after what we call discounting. They will go after based on their learning machine, algorithm, activities of every single user, and within this 1 million, who will most likely submit their information to give you their information to turn it into your lead. So that's why at the end of the day, when you first start running your Facebook ads, you always get the best result right out of the gate. Because Facebook is going to find within this 1 million audience the ones that will most likely give you their information. So right on the bat, you have this audience size. And with their budget, over time, depending on what your budget is, this audience can exhaust pretty quickly. Again, like I said, depending on your budget. But when you continue to run your ad, what's gonna happen is that Facebook, once they exhaust these low discount, lowest hanging fruit audience within your 1 million audience size, they are actually now gonna serve their ads to a different segment of people. These people may not be ones that most likely be giving you a lead, but whereas these people may interact with your ad. And your ads will start showing into these crowd next. Now, over time, as you can see, the blue, which is your most best ideal customers that Facebook deem to be your lead, you're gonna get the highest click-through rate and the best conversion. But once you exhaust this audience, what's gonna happen is Facebook is gonna serve to a bigger market within the 1 million that may not be really driven for leads. It may be just interacting with your ad, clicking on a website, liking a post, etc., etc., etc. But based on their machine learning, they will actually see, okay, who within this 1 million will most likely respond and the activities. So this is why when Facebook starts to exhaust the discounted audience and go to the next segment within that 1 million audience, they're still going after this 1 million. But within this 1 million, there's obviously a sub-segment. That being said, if your CTR starts to decrease and your conversion starts to tank, that is going to be a sign that you would need to simply what we call ad exhaustion, and you got to basically create a new ad, which I'm going to use a different color. You're going to need to use a new ad to go after this segment of audience again. But if you have a product, if you have an ad that is doing really well, you can actually start getting these crowds to convert. Now, once this audience starts to simply exhaust, then Facebook is going to once again, within the audience of that 1 million, they will go out even further. Maybe people that simply just like a post, and they will start testing this audience over here. So at a certain point period, as you scale, as you continue to run your ad, you may end up in this pool that start to actually have their ad tank. And if that happens, then all you gotta do is simply, like I said, new ad to re-enter back into the auction to repeat the cycle again. So this is why a lot of people say, why my Facebook ad worked so well on the first couple days and it start to tank. This is the reason why. Because you probably have exhausted majority of the audience that will most likely respond already. And in order for you to really scale, you gotta keep in mind that your ad cannot be just going after those that are most likely gonna give you a lead. It can go out into the bigger markets. And that's where scaling really comes in place. And over time, again, you want to monitor your click-through rate, your cost per click, and your cost per purchase or cost per lead. If the number starts to actually trend downwards, let's say your click-through rate starts to decrease, your cost per click start to increase, your cost per purchase or cost per lead starts to increase, that means that it is time for a new ad to refresh and going back into the entire market. So I hope that this explanation really helps you out and you now understand why when you scale, oftentimes people fail. Or you might be now knowing exactly how Facebook ads really work, and now you can actually use it to your advantage. So again, in reality, you just have to monitor the data to tell you what's the trend looking right now. Have I exhausted the most highly converted audience within that 1 million? And am I moving into within the circle into a different segment of audience? And once the data tell you that you are trending downwards, just create a new ad to refresh it. It can be exactly the same product, but just come out of a different angle, maybe reposition your videos, create new images, and it will then re-enter back into the auction as a brand new creative to actually continue to get the discounting. This is also why people are saying that if you have a campaign going after one targeting, you can actually duplicate it 2 to 3 times and it will continue to work. It's all because of this discounting over here. So I hope that this really helps you out, and I know that this is a little bit advanced, but I think it is super important that you understand how the back end really works. Because without the understanding of how Facebook ads really work, you're not able to actually maximize it and take full advantage of it and know exactly what you need to do at what certain point. So now, let me know right in the comment box below if this video helped you out or if you disagree on what I say, which is fine. But through my years of advertising and me looking at the documentation and everything, I know exactly this is how Facebook ads really work and why in the beginning you have ads that do really well, then over time it completely just die off. So I hope that this video helped you out, and if it did, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, click that notification bell, and each time I release a brand new video, you're gonna get notified right away. And on top of that, I do have a complete tutorial on how to run a Facebook lead ad for your business, even if you've never ran that before. There's a link anywhere on this video right now. Click on it, watch it, follow the step-by-step, and I'll see you in the future.